Now I know everyone's given their opinion about the C8 before, but just to give you a little rendition of mine, this car's insane in person, especially in Sebring Orange. I remember seeing the 01 in Sebring Orange, and it looks so good on this car. I cannot wait to see a wrapped blue one in person, or black on black. I think would look great. The interior is super nice. Now, when I look at these wheels, I think, okay, this is just the Stingray model, obviously, but it just gets me more excited for the Z06, 01, and then to see the engine in the back here, all the carbon fiber, how cool it looks. And I'm not huge on Chevy, I'm not huge on any car brands, but this one really seems to have hit the mark. Cannot wait for the future and what these newer cars are going to look like. Big. Here we go. Ooh, we got the big old truck lineup, Blazer, and Street Speeds. We're here again, as always. It's like the meeting spot. Once I get a garage, I'm never coming over here again.
Yeah, I'll come over to your house.
Just keep using your garage. Anyway, Whistlin Diesel's coming over. It's pretty crazy. Lifelong fan. I've known him for 10 years.
I've known Whistlin Diesel since he was 1.
Little baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it'll be cool to see a SEMA truck. That's about it. I don't really know how much footage we're gonna get. You're gonna see. It's gonna be epic. He has some great stuff planned. I think he's gonna jump it. Tug of war with the Blazer.
That means nothing to me. I would love to do a tug of war with the Blazer.
Yeah, that'd be great. Anyway, here we go. I think he's pulling up.
Jesus. Wow.
He brings it full.
It's even bigger in person. Wow. Look at him. Go, dude. That's so much the first day of the broken, man. Like you charged the truck. That is insane. Yo. Dude, that's honestly, like, seeing it come around the corner, it's way more massive than like pictures don't do it justice. Like around here, like that's.
Oh my god.
You won't see too many bigger than that, right? This is like insane.
Like the attention to detail on everything looks crazy.
Oh, this is. I mean, no, just. No, that's my
rub. You know, don't tell me if I rub.
Oh, no, you're good.
We can drive on the highway like that.
Just going straight.
No, we can turn like through here.
Turn a little
It's a
bit.
bit much.
Okay.
I can go pretty much. Well, you ripped the other fender off. You probably saw that.
I did see that. I told Bob, it was like, yeah, the fender's.
I peeled the aluminum right back. It's like
That's
pocky.
okay. That's okay.
At least it won't rust.
Is this a factory color?
I think so. It was like
Yeah, it's nice.
Okay, you said those wheels were a little bit curved.
A little bit curved.
If I gave you 300 cash right now, can I curve one of them?
Oh, of course. You don't have to give me no cash. We're going to
No
drive
cash.
against the curb.
Yeah. We just like
All right.
ride up on it, rip the
that
tire
could be
off,
my
unbeat
video.
it, and then
Whistlin Diesel destroyed my 2020 Duramax wheels.
that's a big curve.
These are, I spent $20,000 on these specialties.
Don't curb them. You're gonna curb it. You're gonna curb it.
Am I getting closer? How close am I? Oh, tell me when I'm close. Hey, tell me when I'm close to the curb. I can't see.
Hey, I think you're hitting it just a little bit.
Am I in the parking spot yet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold on.
you're good. You're good.
Yep, right there.
You're good. You're good.
Yep. Okay.
You're good.
Ooh, nice.
All right.
Are we good?
They're chrome now.
I think you made it.
Oh, they're like polished now.
I think. Yeah, you made it.
Oh, I gotta see this.
Polished the curb up.
I like this. Oh, yeah. Is the curb all right? Maybe that.
It's like a white wall.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's just a milled rim now.
I like it. Yeah, I've always liked it.
Cement milled rim.
It looks good. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
All right, we got 4 cameras going right here.
That's the cringiest part,
This is
yeah.
the cringiest part.
Yeah,
Everyone's
it's like
like,
every
Yeah, it's like, what's up, guys?
don't worry, I'm getting back in the truck. You guys can film. I'm successful.
Content.
3 more to go.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too, man. Thank you guys so much. Have fun with the 01 and the
See you, bye.
brand new SEMA truck. It's amazing. All right, so I'm sure you guys during this whole video have been like, hey, when are we gonna get to the actual title here that we're focused on? I went to the hospital on Saturday night. It is now Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday. So went to the hospital Saturday night. So let me go back a little bit further here. Thursday evening, I just got back from a business trip, and I just had like, it's so cringy because I want it to be like some big flamboyant story where it's like, man, I had this crazy serious thing happen, and it sucks that it's so lame. Like it's so pathetic. I'm 26 years old, about to be 26 here in a couple months, and And Thursday night, I had some severe back pain, and I was just like, wow, this isn't cool. So, I'm like, it gets so bad that I go to my girlfriend, fiance, and I'm like, hey, we got to go to urgent care. Huge mistake. Should not have done that. Should have just went straight to the hospital. Go to urgent care. They run me through like all the basics to make sure it's not like a kidney stone or infected kidney or something like that I had a back pain this severe. And they make me do like some stretches, but just make it so much worse. Did like all these different tests. Essentially, they come out to the point that I have like a pulled muscle. And I'm like, listen, you don't understand. Like this pain like comes and goes. It just wasn't like a constant thing that you would have with a pulled muscle where like if you move, it's going to hurt. So they gave me like Motrin, which I mean was not nearly enough to tackle what I had. A day goes by, no pain. I was so relieved. Everything was good to go. And then wake up the next morning, was supposed to go to my grandmother's 90th birthday. And I had to sadly miss it because the pain was so bad again. And I'm like, God only knows what this could be. I'm waiting on them to get other lab results back to make sure it's nothing else. It seems like I work in the science medical field, and those lab results can come back in minutes, let alone days. It was a little disappointing that my doctor took that long to get everything sorted out. Fight through the pain again, and then we go to the next day. I'm able to fight through the pain for that morning. It goes away, thank God, and then I'm actually able to go to the PA Auto Show that afternoon and meet a bunch of you guys. That was awesome. I had my first autograph that I was able to sign. Really cool. To do that because I mean I'm not famous by any means, and it's just so cool that people were like, hey man, like let me get your signature. And I don't mean to like toot my own horn here or sound like I don't want to sound like I'm overbearing on how important I think I am, because I'm not at all. But it was really cool because a lot of my traffic comes from like with street speed. And this guy came up and was like, hey man, can I get your signature? And I signed something for him. I'm like, you want Mike's too? And he's like, who's Mike? So it was a little bit humbling. It was just like, man, I got some original fans here. That's pretty cool. Finished with the car show. That was Saturday afternoon. And then Saturday evening, the back pain starts to come back, and I'm like, man, this is not cool. So it's slowly just getting like worse and worse, and I'm like, man, there is no way this is going to continue, that it's as bad as the first night. It was about double, and I'm trying to fight it off as much as possible. Like, man, I don't want to go to the hospital. And it's such a gut-wrenching feeling when you're laying there in bed, and it's like, and then you want to say, let's go to the hospital, but you don't want to, it's late at night. It was like 11:30 at night, and it's like, man, I got to drive to the ER that's going to be jam-packed. There's going to be a ton of people there that are like really sick, and go through all this process. I'm not like afraid of needles, but like it's not enjoyable getting IVs. And sure enough, it was just came to the point where I like sat up and I was like, let's go to the ER. And the entire ride over, thank God the Hyundai Santa Fe has like these amazing electric seats that I was able to just put in like any position. I was dying the whole ride over, but it helped a little bit. They have heated seats that helped a little bit. Get to the hospital finally. It's jammed. The waiting room's jammed. Hershey Med was nice enough to like take me in right away. The only problem was from the time I arrived to the time I finally got pain medication was like an hour and 15 minutes, and I needed it bad. Like I was puking. Like it was such an intense pain. I've never felt like that before in my life. And I'm sure a lot of the people who are like maybe studying medical science, I don't know how many of you are out there that would know this or maybe can relate, and you're like, yep, I know exactly what he has. Finally get seen by a nurse at least to do an IV. They like screwed my hand up. My hand's like all black and blue. They like jacked the IV up. Once you have the IV in, it's good because then it's like whatever drugs they have to administer, it's really easy because you already have the IV there, so they just hook up and roll. Was seen by the doctor, was seen by like these clinical people that have to get information from you. I never got a room. I was out in the hallway the entire time. But the doctor was like, yeah, we're going to try and get some pain meds to you. Finally got pain meds. It was like Tyrodol. It sounds like Tylenol, but it's some type of NSAID. And then some other narcotic that they were able to give me. So it was like double dose of pain meds. It was just enough to like take the edge off. But I was still in pretty excruciating pain. They did like blood work and a CT scan and all this different stuff. I was praying it wasn't something serious. Like there was always this thought in the back of my mind where they're going to come up to me and be like, hey, like we got to take you away for emergency surgery. Like your kidney's infected or something horrible like that. I just didn't want to get surgery because surgery is beyond a headache. It's awful. So I think it was around 3 a.m. Mike was able to come. I didn't want anyone to visit, but my girl said that I was in the hospital and like he's a good friend. So he came down to visit and they were able to like cheer me up a little bit. Doctor came over and said that I have kidney stones. Now, it was just one kidney stone, but it's so lame that at this age and how much problems that caused that it was just a simple kidney stone. And it's not simple anymore. And it's like, it's so awful because now like my whole life since then is focused on like, how do I stop these from happening? It's so, I can't express, if you've never had one, I'm sure there's a bunch of people right now who can relate, but if you've never had one before, one of the worst experiences of my life by far. Irrational thoughts were going through my head when I'm going through the pain. I'm like, if I had to go through this again, like would I, for like 70 grand, would I do it? And I'm like, nope. And I like just kept jacking the number up, and like I couldn't find a sum of money that would allow for me to want to go back through that again and experience it. It was so, I hope you guys, some of you can relate on kidney stones. It is the worst experience of my life. So just hope it never happens again. I think I just need to drink more water. With my job, I work in clean rooms a lot. You're gowned up. There's not a lot of time where you can like just grab a swig of water because you can't have water in these rooms. So I think that's partly it. And I just hope it never happens again. So I really appreciate the words of encouragement. Didn't want to just go ghost on you guys. Give you some type of update on Instagram. I know it was kind of gray where it's like, hey, like, why were you in the hospital? I didn't really want to tell anyone because it's so lame. Like, it's so stupid. It's kidney stones. Like, it just sounds like such an older man problem. Can try and get back to car content here. It was cool hanging out with Whistlin Diesel, his buddy, and Mike today. That was awesome. In the future, we're going to stick these on here pretty soon. In talks with the company RFRacing USA on Instagram. You guys can follow them right there. I should just put something on the screen, but I'm lazy. If you guys can see that, RFRacing USA, they're going to be sending out some insane headlights for the S197. And it's going to look amazing. Like, the pictures I see of what they're able to do, they look great. Because I've heard aftermarkets on LEDs and halogen headlights do not look that good. So you want to just go with factory. And these are about as good as you're going to get. So they're going to send those out. They're going to look awesome. For now, give them a follow on Instagram if you want to. And I think once they send it out, we're going to send a bunch of traffic their way to thank them for hooking us up. Sorry for scaring some of you guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video. What parts that weren't totally depressing and weird. We're going to try and get back to the regular content here with the 6.5. Race season coming up for the 5.0. If you made it this far in the video, say snow, because we haven't had any around here. So I'm praying that we get some snow for the 6.5. Be sure to comment. I read all comments. I'd love to hear other people's experience with if they had this type of medical condition, because I'm kind of like at a loss here. It seems like no one really has answers other than drink water. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. Likes are always appreciated. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next one.